But I want to talk about this man. What's eating Jordan Peterson? This is from his interview with Piers Morgan. Jordan Peterson cries rather a lot these days, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, other than he might have a guilty conscience. And he's done these new interviews with Joe Rogan and Fox News, which he says we should be aware that psychopathic, narcissistic types are not only from the left, but have infiltrated the right. We know, because I would say that he's certainly one of them. At least I would say he's a sociopath. And he goes on to say that the internet anonymity is a cause of extremism and enables them to organize and work more effectively. This is a further attack on Joe Rogan for daring to have a comedian on, Dave Smith, who dares to talk about the genocide in Gaza. And they all coming out. They, first of all, Douglas Murray on Joe Rogan, bad cop, right? And then there was Jordan Peterson on Joe Rogan, and he's the good cop, and he's coming in, he's the intelligentsia, he's the intellectual, oh, these awful people. And he brought it all back to anti-Semitism. And he said that anti-Semitism exists because people are jealous of Jews because they are a small group who are successful. That isn't why there is so much anger around Israel and Gaza, and he knows it, right? He is a bad faith actor, and he talked about how people are talking about Christ is king and they're psychopaths. I think there's some truth in that. I've seen some very, very bad faith actors who push this whole idea, and they're not true Christians. They are absolutely not. And what they're doing is they're doing the old trick, aren't they? They're standing behind something that makes them look virtuous, and that's what they're doing. But I really resent the position that Jordan Peterson takes and what he's about. Of course, he emerged through the trans debate and he was brilliant. But I now see that as a Trojan horse for him to ram through his globalist, Zionist agenda. And the problem is once he got attention, he changed, right? I'm sure none of you can forget the give 'em hell Netanyahu tweet. I will never, ever forget this. I don't care if he tries to explain it a million times. One, it's still on his X account, so he still stands by it. He chose never to remove it. This was after what happened on October the 7th, and he sent that to the bloodthirsty Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, that wasn't saying give him hell, Hamas. That was saying give Palestine hell. Drop bombs on babies, women, and innocent people. That's what it was, and it's still on his Twitter. And so as far as I'm concerned, he absolutely had no regrets about it whatsoever. I will never, ever forgive him for that, ever. He knew what he was doing. He had met Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, here's an image, and had interviewed him as well. This image is with Ben Shapiro, when Ben Shapiro brought them together. I wonder if I've got it here. Famous image. There it is. And so there you go. And so obviously he's become incredibly popular now, but people are very angry with him. I believe that he has infiltrated truth movements all around the world. He's getting paid an absolute ton. I was listening to one report yesterday. Now, I don't know if that is true or false, but it was a Jimmy Dore report. And his contributor claims that Jordan Peterson is now paid $60 million by the Daily Wire. I have no idea whether that's true or false. I do know that he is extremely wealthy these days. And what he was actually saying, what Jordan Peterson was saying to Joe Rogan was about guardrailing the conversation. How do you draw the line? He wants to know. He wants to censor people. He wants to censor people from calling out the genocide that is taking place in Gaza. That's what he wants to do, right? Because he's bought and paid for. And by the way, isn't it interesting? He starts his UK tour on his birthday, 12th of June, in Leeds. And I looked it up. He's at the First Direct Arena. And what is interesting about the First Direct Arena? So it has a capacity of 13,781. Now, remember, Jordan Peterson has been sold like he's one of us. The tickets range between 50 and 65 pound, right? £55 and 65 pounds. So let's put an average at 60 pound. I worked out that for just one show at the Leeds Arena, he would be paid he wouldn't be, they would make over £800,000. That's nearly £1 million for one gig. Yeah, he was the person who got famous for advocating for free speech, Emma, right? And that's reality. He's not about free speech at all. He's about free speech about certain things. But yeah, huge volumes of money is being made by dear Jordan Peterson. And I'm not a fan. I don't support him. I don't know what he's saying. He wants to clamp down on us. He wants us not to call out genocide that is taking place in this world. And I'm not having it. I don't care who he thinks he is. Like I say, he's been sold to us as, I hate his word salad. I can't make sense of anything he says. It's like, it's so over wordy, it's unnecessary. Yes, Kat, and that's the thing. Is he not supposed to be an atheist, right? But he's got this whole idea about how Christians should look at Christianity. So it's really weird. It's really weird stuff. A lot of our viewers are not interested, right? Not interested in him, rather, not in what I'm saying, because people kind of like agree, they know he's a problem.
It's time to wake up with Sonia Poulton.